What's up, YouTube? This is Kyle and I'm back with another video. So in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 things that I think are important for the brand new white belt. When I say brand new, I mean within the first month or so. And they're not in any kind of order. They're just my five. What's up, YouTube? This is Kyle and I'm back with another video. Like I said in the previous video, since I don't have any footage of me rolling at open mats, I'm going to be talking about some things that I think are important. And today, like you see on the title, I'm going to talk about 5 things that I think are important for the brand new white belt. When I say brand new, I mean within the first month or so. So the first thing I want to say is I think you should be training as often as possible. The more that you're on the mats, the more that you're talking to other people that are training, you can ask questions, you can be introduced to problems, and then those problems that you're introduced to, you can find solutions to them, and so forth and so on. Every time that you're on the mat as a brand new person, you're gonna learn something. Even as you go on further and further on, I'm sure all the way up to black belt, you'll learn something new every day. Maybe not as often, but as a white belt, when you're new, everything is new to you. Certain positions you never heard of, certain submissions, escapes, like I said, everything is new to you. So the more often that you can train, the more often you'll be exposed to those things, and you'll become like more familiar with them. The second thing, this is something that I personally think that I could have done more of, but I was just so into just rolling and rolling and rolling. But you gotta drill. You gotta drill certain positions, certain movements, certain escapes, and then that way things will kind of become like second nature. Like the more that you drill things, you don't have to think about it. And in jiu-jitsu, it's like if you have to take time to think, a lot of times it's too late. Whatever it is that you thought about doing, it's too late. But when things become like what's like muscle memory, that's when I feel like you have the most success. And in order for you to get things into your muscle memory, you got to drill it. When it's like not necessarily a do or die situation, not when it's live training, when it's calm and controlled and you can think about what you're doing when you're drilling. And then after a while, after you keep drilling, when you are in that live situation, you don't have to think about it. You just go right to muscle memory from those drilling sessions. The third thing is to learn your basics. I say like 5 basic positions. Let me see. So you have the mount, the guard, you have side control, the back, and then I guess maybe 4 though. So 4 basic positions that you need to become really familiar with. Everything else, as a new person, you don't have to worry about it. You'll probably see it online. You might be curious about it, but I think you should really focus on those 4 positions and understanding what you need to do and what you don't need to do in each position. For example, when you're in somebody's guard, you shouldn't be trying to submit the person whose guard you're in. If you're mounted, you got to understand base. The first thing is you don't want to get knocked off, because that's when you're beginning. A lot of new people, once you mount them, they'll just try to throw you off. And if a guy's big enough and strong enough and catches you off guard, he can throw you off. So be familiar with those positions and study them. I mean, it's no other way around it. Like, study it. So if you're coming into a class and the instructor says, today we're working on escapes from the mount, you should know what the mount looks like. You might not know more than 1 or 2 or 3 escapes, but you should know, like, right as soon as coach says we're working on a mount today, you should have a picture of what the mount position looks like. So that's the third thing. The fourth thing on the list is, again, something that if I could go back, I would definitely do different. And that's from the beginning, I would train gi and no gi equally. So for my first, I'd say 2 or 3 years, I was exclusively in the gi. Like, I didn't train any no gi for like the first 2 or 3 years. And it's kind of coming back to haunt me now, because those first 2 years, where I became more familiar with grips and things that you can do in the gi that you can't do no gi, I just became a whole lot more familiar with it. But at the same time, that was leaving that gap, I guess you would call it, in my no gi game. Even to this day, I've been training for I want to say 6 years now or something like that, and I'm not going to say much more comfortable, but I am more comfortable in the gi if I had to choose every time, I would choose in the gi. Of course, I do both now, but it's about, I say it's about 60-40, 60% gi, 40% no gi. Maybe even 70-30, honestly. Maybe even 70-30 now. But I would say for new people, at least in the beginning, become familiar with gi and no gi. It's things that you can get away with in one that you can't get away in the other. And again, that all will become more familiar as you go on and you know, progress in your belt levels. The fifth suggestion that I would give is kind of like a bonus. Some people fall in this category, some people won't, but try to become obsessed. I mean, I think that's a part of it. Like when you're home with nothing to do, watch jiu-jitsu, watch matches, watch tutorials, watch you know, go into Google and just YouTube and type in, you know, jiu-jitsu white belt beginning fundamentals or whatever, and again, get familiar with all of that. So on your free time, as much as you can, be studying. That'll help. I think that'll help a lot, and that was something that kind of helped me coming in the door, because before I even started, before my first class, I had been watching videos for a good 3 or 4 months. So I knew a little bit of the fundamentals. Like the guard is something for you to get out of. You shouldn't be trying to, like I said earlier, trying to submit people while you're in their guard. The one arm in, one arm out with the triangle. Of course, when I started, I still got caught in things, but I mean, there was a lot of things that I avoided from other new people. So I think that really helped. And again, that's just kind of a preference. Some people will be more into it and are able to get obsessed, and other people will just kind of do it for fitness or because somebody asked them to do it, or it's just for fun or whatever. But I don't want to keep on going on, but those are my 5 things that I think are very important for the brand new white belt. Go over them one more time. The first is train as often as you can. The second is drill, so these things can become like second nature and muscle memory to you. The third thing is learn your basics, so become familiar with each position. I named 4 of them in this video, so become familiar with those 4 positions and know what you need to do and what you shouldn't be doing in those positions. The fourth one is train gi and no gi from the beginning. Like I said, kind of hurt me. I think so, in my personal opinion. But if you start from the beginning, do gi and no gi. The fifth thing is, like I said, preference, but if you can, become obsessed with it. So every time you have free time, if you're on your lunch break at work, if you're catching a bus to train, you should be, you know, watching videos, looking up techniques. Maybe not necessarily trying them in the beginning, but become familiar with them. Understand that if somebody puts you in a spider guard, that they can do X, Y, and Z. You need to be doing, you know, 1, 2, 3. You might not be able to do them in the beginning, but just at least understand that that's what you need to be doing. So again, I don't want to keep on going. Those are my 5 tips for brand new white belts. And if you like this type of content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And also leave any comments down in the comment section if you think I forgot anything or left anything out. All right, thanks for watching.